Hi, this is Eli from the Magic Our Way podcast, and you are listening to the BS Podcast Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. My name is Austin. Today I'm joined with...
Your boy, Chris.
And George isn't feeling so well right now, so we're playing it safe. We're letting him have his time. We're making sure that, he's free and clear of the Rona, which hopefully he doesn't have. Speaking from experience, it's not very fun. So we're not in our normal recording space tonight, so please bear with us. But we are here to bring you the first episode of the 12 Days of Podmas.
What the hell is the 12 Days of Podmas, you ask? Well, we're going to watch Christmas films, and we've already watched one of them, and they're about Christmas because it's like that time. It's like the end part of year where I think I don't know if they're I don't know what numbers are, right? So I don't understand calendars. They have something to do with numbers. When it gets cold out and it's almost Santa time, then people watch these movies. So we're going to cover them.
Yes, we are. So first, though, we have some news. Christian, do you mind to give us the headline of this news that we have?
All right. My Aussie bros, I'm really friggin' sorry, but Australia has banned hentai.
Yep. I didn't believe him at first when he told me that. I looked into it. And on Vice World News, this is Japanese hentai. Not just Japanese hentai.
So wait a minute.
So if you have Australian hentai, bye.
I always thought hentai was you could say by extension anime. I thought that was just a style of drawing.
Yeah, but they're probably just trying to do it to appeal to the weebs. So the weebs are like, hey, what do they know about Japan?
Could I do some Korean hentai? Is that okay?
So it says that the comics are now regarded as illegal pornography, following fears of child porn being brought into the country.
Okay. I heard that and I was like, wait, aren't they drawings though? Type of shit. But
yeah,
I see the sentiment. Okay, they're not as up to speed as other cultures like us.
Yeah, they're not real otakus like us.
They don't like children. Okay, just kidding. All right, everybody. It was a joke. If the CIA is looking at this, it's satire. All of it. And hentai is good though. That's not satire.
So it just says that the authorities are cracking down on the importation of it.
Yeah, if you're in Australia, torrent of that shit, get some NordVPN on there. Or we're not even sponsored. That's so fucking tacky. Hide your connection. Go to the library. I don't know.
Go to the library.
It's on the library if you download cheese pizza or hentai there, So do it while you can, Aussie bros.
So it also includes bestiality and sexual violence as well.
See, they're always trying to hide those details into those laws, It's like, oh, just hentai. Now I can't watch horse stuff.
Well, so obviously we'll try to track that and follow it as it gets more serious. But other than that, I don't think we really have any news to cover.
No,
so
not that I could think of.
Yeah, we can get into our movie, which we had the privilege of watching Scrooged. It was a 1988 American Christmas comedy film starring Bill Murray.
Yeah, it's one that you hadn't seen either, right?
Nope, I had not seen it.
So we basically we like Christmas movies and we wanted a good funny one. We basically got the recommendation from our parents, honestly. The other day my mom was like, "Oh, have you ever seen Scrooged? It's one of the funniest Christmas movies." And your dad was like, "Oh yeah, it's funnier than Jingle All the Way. It's funnier than Christmas Vacation."
Yeah, National Lampoons. So just to go into a brief synopsis of it, Bill Murray is a film executive who is basically just a giant asshole. I can't say any simpler than that. He's just a giant asshole.
Yeah. Basic premise of the movie is haha, we're gonna do the A Christmas Carol. Is that the name of the original story?
Oh, I don't remember.
Ebenezer Scrooge, and he's visited by the ghost. He's like an ass. He's a rich asshole, and he's visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. So then by the end of the movie, he, Tiny Tim gets to eat, and he becomes a good person. It's the Bill Murray version of that.
Except I don't know. It just felt way more chaotic.
It did, and I liked it.
So, I guess we'll just jump right into it. So I guess a byproduct of us doing so many episodes a month is the episodes won't quite be as long, but you'll get more of them per week.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna like kind of edge you along, It's like 30 minutes.
You guys can see the face that Chris is making right now. That's pretty great. But so we'll jump right into it. A couple of noteworthy people as it has Bobcat Goldthwait. Very funny.
Which one was that?
Bobcat. That's the dude that got fired.
Oh, okay. I tuned out. Yeah.
Then we have my girl, Karen Jane Allen, which you might know as Marion Ravenwood from Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. She's the main love interest in this film. So, just a couple of people, people you might know. So, Christian, please go ahead and tell us, what you liked about it.
Well, it's kind of like, like everybody, there's a million versions of this story, right? So it's like Cinderella or something where there's like a million, everybody has to have their version, right? In 80 different ways. This is the best version of this story I've seen. Part of it was because it's kind of modern, like it's not like 2000s modern, but it's a little more modern. It's about a TV network.
Yeah, it's 1980s modern.
So yes, I don't know when the original story is written, but it's a little more updated. Okay.
They got cars now.
Yeah, they got horseless carriages. Okay, cars. I make it sound like it's in the damn 20s. But right off the bat, Bill Murray is just this. They spare no expense at making him like this hilarious shithead boss, right? One of the first scenes is like a board meeting. Like they put together this whole play that he demanded they do, and they're showing him the promo for it. He's like, terrible. And one of the people on his board, who's Bobcat, right?
Yeah.
Which oh wait, hold on. This calls for a sidebar, derailing the whole fucking conversation. I never knew who Bobcat was, right? People mention this guy. It's like, oh, something is vaguely funny about him. I now know why. He just talks really funny.
Yeah, that was like his whole thing.
And I like it. Like it's kind of like, like a stupid person talks, and like they kind of talk kind of stupid. Like it's that, but like up to 11. So
he's that, but the OG.
I guess, yeah. Maybe it was all based off of him. I just missed that the missing link in our culture, right?
Right.
So that guy's fucking hilarious, but we'll get to that later. Bill Murray, fucking Bobcat tells the executive Bill Murray, who he's a big man in charge, basically. Oh, well, you don't like the promo, but it's getting a lot of views. People are really interested in watching it. So Bill Murray, being as trite as he is in his position, okay, he's like, oh, okay. And then when he turns back, he fires him. He calls security. He's like, have his locks changed and get him thrown out of here. And it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So it's like the typical Scrooge move, like, I'm going to fire you on Christmas Eve. And it's super hilarious. And early on, what was one of the funny scenes you remember, which just painted in your head, Bill Murray's character is this asshole, if you could remember?
Oh, there was quite a few.
When he was doing the gifts, I think. When his secretary Grace was he had to figure out what gifts to give to his employees. So he has a system. Grace, his secretary, reads the list of employees, and for each name he either says towel or VCR.
Yeah, VCR.
So it's like, here's the kind of nice gift, and here's the, like, I guess somewhat cheaper gift.
I kind of like you gift. Yeah. One of the ones that was really funny for me was when he was profiling Grace's son on the set.
Yeah, like, okay. his character is an asshole, right? A total Scrooge, lives up to the archetype, right? He racially profiles a child. Grace is a black woman. It's his secretary. She brings her son, he's like 4 or 5 or something. He's super young, brings him on the set. And Bill Murray's character goes on the set of the play that they're filming for the Christmas special, sees the kid, thinks he's a criminal. He's like, I should take you down to the police station
he didn't,
for questioning.
So the plot behind the child is he hasn't talked since he watched his dad get killed 5 years ago. So he was like, they'll get you to talk downtown at the police station.
So, like, he was already a shithead. He racially profiles a child. So there you go. Just so you know.
Yeah, it was like, oh God, Bill Murray, what are you doing?
Hey. You were saying his speech sounded kind of like Trump, right?
Yeah, towards the end, he just, like, Bill Murray's character is so, like, he's just chaotic. He just kind of just he like, I'm angry. I'm just going to continue to be angry until, like, literally, like, Newton's laws, like, until something acts upon me and then I can't do it anymore.
That's the whole story. You just explain the whole goddamn story structure. Okay. So, he's a shithead. Then the ghosts start coming. The Ghost of Christmas Past. What did you think of him?
I thought it was Bobcat at first, and then I realized it wasn't.
I don't know what actor that is.
I don't know, but his teeth bugged me.
Yeah, which I liked, which I'm like, oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
He's like this unwashed motherfucker, basically.
Yeah, he's just a taxi driver, and he just, like, basically kidnaps him.
And he, he's just like East Coast stalking guy, really what do you say? Just the way he talked was very funny.
So his name is David Johansen, and he is an American singer-songwriter and actor. He's best known as a member of the seminal proto-punk band, the New York Dolls.
McFucking what? This guy's a musician.
Yeah, he also is known for his pseudonym Buster Poindexter.
That's very interesting. I wonder when his, like, music career happened. Was it before this movie or after? You'd think before, right?
Probably, like, both. Because the picture that they show of him is, like, pretty recent looking. So
that character, I think he was definitely my favorite of the ghosts. He had the most personality. He gets in the cab and fucking Bill Murray tries to escape the cab, and, like, he's pulling the damn handles off the door, and and he's just in the front seat laughing, lighting up a nasty cigar. He's like, hey, you mind if I smoke?
He was like, smoke drive.
And he has that shit-eating grin when he scares the shit out of Bill Murray, and you see his nasty, like, brown fucking teeth.
Yeah. It's kind of gross, but that was interesting. So what was, like, your favorite moment of the whole movie? Like, what was something that just sticks out?
You want a favorite, like a favorite scene?
Sure.
Okay, it'll be like a favorite section of the movie, maybe, I'll say.
Okay.
So, his name it's Frank Cross, or his full name's like Francis Xavier Cross. That doesn't matter. Frank, he's a guy, he runs a fucking TV station. Last third of the movie, he's seeing these ghosts, so he's losing his mind, bro. He's becoming more unhinged of a personality as it goes on. Like the ghost of the Ghost of Christmas Present.
I couldn't understand the thing she was saying the whole movie.
I couldn't either. She had this like speaking in a fairy accent. You understood that maybe. If she said it, you could understand it. Okay, but the story archetype, so you know what she's trying to say is like, oh, here's the present. Whatever. So it worked. The only thing funny about her was that she beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But I remember she hit him in the head with a toaster. Okay. So then when he was transported to, like, the next scene, he's like, that bitch hit me in the head with a toaster. Like, he literally said that. I didn't, like, exaggerate the fucking quote.
Yeah.
Around that point, he was fucking unhinged, bro. Like, everybody's looking at him like he's running around on fucking PCP. He's causing chaos in the studio and on the set of this play. He's and just watching everybody react to him. He's going on about the ghosts and all this random shit. That was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, he kind of just went off the deep end. For me, one of my favorite scenes was the end where Bobcat is trying to kill Bill Murray, and he's just like losing his mind. But he walks and goes, "Hey, boss!" and just like shoots around into the ceiling.
Okay, that part. Bobcat's character was already funny, and it was already a running gag. Like they'd flash the screen, they'd flash back to him like through the movie and show something bad happen to him, like, oh, he loses his job, so he becomes an alcoholic and he becomes homeless, and all it's like, haha, terrible shit's happening to this employee who got fired. And then he comes back to kill Frank near the end of the film with he has a double barrel shotgun, walks in, he's like, you fire me on Christmas Eve, I'm gonna kill you.
And the funny thing is, you didn't even like exaggerate the way he talked either.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with his voice.
Well, I guess that's what he's like really known for, is like his eccentric, comedy.
And then I really like his character arc, and then how it plays with Frank's, because he helps him like kind of hold the set of the play hostage.
Yeah, he's in the control room with the gun.
So he finally tells Bobcat, he comes back from seeing the ghost of Christmas future. And he's this demonic motherfucker, but we'll get to that. He comes back, and then Bobcat's still pointing the fucking gun in his mouth. He's like, you're about to die. Bobcat's character comes in and he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill you now. And it's funny because Frank just saw the ghost of Christmas future, and he's like resolved now. He's like, oh, I'm ready to do good. I'm back in the real world. And like the comedic part is Bobcat still has the fucking shotgun at his face. So, but then he starts going all crazy. He's unhinged, like I told you. Frank's unhinged. I mean, Bobcat is too, but Frank is more unhinged. Frank like starts hugging on him. He's like, oh, Bobcat, I love you. Shame on me.
Elliot.
Okay, Elliot. Thank you. Yeah, I would have just kept calling him Bobcat. He's hugging on Elliot, and he's like, I'm gonna hire you back, and you'll have double your salary, and I'll get you a nice office in the building. And
he's like, do you want my office? He's like, no, I don't like your office.
Yeah. Elliot's like, no, I don't like your office. And Frank does this like laugh, like he's offended, but it's okay, kind of a very unhinged laugh. Oh yeah, Frank screams and laughs in an unhinged way so many times throughout this movie. He'll just go or something like that, and nobody else knows what's going on except him. So they just have to look at him and say, I'm gonna stay away from that guy because that scares me. I like that.
Yeah, people were thinking he went off the deep end big time.
So and then at one point he has Elliot hold up the control room of the play with the shotgun so that he could like have the cameras pointed at him so he could like say a message to the world. And he's like, oh, I'm better now, and everybody should love each other. And then, like you said, a very soulful speech he was given there, akin to certain leaders.
Yeah, so he says he talks about his brother, and he holds out like a picture frame that I guess he got him for Christmas. He goes, look at my brother. He's a very nice brother. And I was like, that's like Trump to a T when he's like, look at this panel over here. They're very wonderful.
Even down to the way he held out his hands. He's like, he did the thing where like he gestures with one arm and then kind of holds it out like, oh, look at my brother. I have the best brother. Everybody knows it.
I said that, and then sure enough, the rest of the whole like speech that he gave, it was like, oh, that's Donald Trump, all right.
Yes, but it was a nice, almost opposite of that. It was like a very nice speech. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna, you should all be spending time with your families, and it's Christmas Eve, and we're all gonna love each other. And it was a very nice moment of resolve for him. Like I said, he was at his most unhinged, but he was doing the right thing. And the whole moral of the thing was like, he was a person who had the power to like cause like a good change like in the world and make things like good from his position. So then he resolved, and he's like, oh, I can. And so he does. It's a very nice moment.
Yay. The end.
Bye. See you next week, everybody.
So before we get to the rating, I I thought this was a pretty good movie. Definitely entertaining. You know, definitely pretty damn funny. Bill Murray's character was just like pure chaotic energy at its finest, like just chaotic neutral. I was like, what is this guy gonna do next?
Yeah, like you couldn't expect any of the jokes or things that happen. Like I'm like, oh, that was fucking.
Please excuse my son.
I liked when they're showing the Ghost of Christmas Present. They show his brother's house, and his brother and like his like wife and like their family or whatever, and they're playing a board game. They're playing like a trivia game, and like it's all TV questions. So Frank, in his backstory, he grew up watching a bunch of TV, so he knew all the answers. The question was, and he's like he can't interfere with them because he's in the the Ghost of Christmas Present was like transporting him there. So he just gets to watch them, but they can't hear him or see him or feel him or anything. They're playing the trivia game. The question was, what's the name of the boat that took them to the island on Gilligan's Island? And I believe his brother said the SS Mackerel.
Yeah, mackerel, like the fish.
Which he's like, oh, that's so easy. Frank is like, how could you get that wrong?
Before he even got to that point, I like how he goes, it looks like a beer commercial.
Yeah.
In his brother's house.
Okay, this movie's a little bit older, but that joke definitely like played off well. His brother's house are just sitting around, sitting on the couch and on the floor, all bundled up, having like a family moment, your picture perfect family moment. And Bill Murray's character Frank says, oh, it looks like a beer commercial. Which I haven't seen beer commercials that look like that, but I know I look at that and I say that could be a Coke commercial now, right?
Or an Apple commercial.
And say, oh, your family will love each other and have a good time if you buy Coca-Cola, Apple products.
Speaking of Apple products, I just got this Magic Mouse, and
the one from Ratatouille.
Yeah. And it's an Apple. It's an Apple mouse, and I got it, for my MacBook and my iPad. And I was like, and the guy was like, yeah, this thing, it takes like batteries and there's a recharger for it. And I was like, what? I thought it took 2 AA batteries. So I get there and I thought they like made their own proprietary AA battery, but no, they didn't. They just wanted you to buy their charger.
Yeah, that's so like, okay, this isn't just Apple because other companies do it. I hate it when they make a product and then they make an unnecessary thing. Like it's like, oh, we could have used batteries, but here's a special thing that you can only buy from us that costs 3 times as much as the normal battery. Thing. Like Sony did it for a while. I remember back in the day, we used to be playing that PSP
or PS Vita or PlayStation 3.
Exactly, right? And
or PlayStation 5 or PlayStation. Well, nobody's playing the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, the fucking scalpers have them all. But fuck them. Okay, Sony's gonna make more, and those motherfuckers are gonna bite the dollar. Okay, they're gonna have to
bite the $1,000 they're trying to sell it for.
But that's neither here nor there. Those motherfuckers, they could have just used micro SD cards for their handhelds, but they said, nah, we're going to make a special thing that works the same way and you can only buy it from us and it's really expensive.
I think the PSP wasn't like that. I think the PSP used a regular one, but it was the Vita that you had to buy the proprietary one, and it was like $100 for like 16 gigs.
Okay, yes. And it's, okay, brief history. This is a way off beat, but the PSP used the Memory Stick Pro Duo. It wasn't a regular SD card. It was only for certain Sony products. So it was like the PSP and some of their like camcorders used it. And it's like, yeah, we could use an SD card, but fuck you. And then the PSP Vita invented a new expensive stick you have to buy.
Anyways, back to the movie that we had watched. So kind of give us, if you can, a little bit of your rating.
Okay.
We're back to pineapples now. We're not on grapes this episode.
Oh, yeah, because we're not Mandalorian. Oh shit, we've been on that grape vibe for a minute now.
And don't worry, everybody, Mandalorian, like we're going to continue to cover that entire show.
Yeah, we're just going to give you some holiday cheer right now, and then we're going to keep talking about the Mandalorian after we do that. So this is a pretty good movie. I was impressed. All the jokes were super funny, and there was some different types of humor. Sometimes it was like slapstick, sometimes it was dry, sometimes it was just Bill Murray's character being like super unhinged. I liked all of it. It was one of the funniest for just a comical standpoint, one of the best Christmas movies I've seen. Really creative play on the Scrooge story. I'd probably say like for Christmas movies, like a 4.3 maybe. 4.3
Well, as we
out of 5 pineapples.
as we wrap this up, and I give my rating. It was good. It was just I was expecting it to be a little funnier.
Okay.
I don't know what I expected. Maybe I was just anticipating too much, but I give it a solid like 3.5. It was good. It was a good movie. Bobcat I thought was the funniest part.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, Bill Murray was
liked him.
definitely funny. Like when he's dousing imaginary people in water and real quick. So he's seeing like hallucinations because it's a ghost playing like tricks on him. And he sees this waiter on fire. So he goes and douses him in water and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I mistake you for Richard Pryor." And the dude's a white guy.
Yeah, like Richard Pryor, like I don't know. And that's part of that, like we have that like that ghoul modern mindset where like just random whatever is funny if it doesn't make sense. That hit the fucking spot. Him throwing water on a random guy and just his excuse was, "Oh, I thought you were Richard Pryor." That was great.
So overall, would you recommend people to watch this for the holidays?
For sure.
I would too. Great movie. It was, like I said, it was really good. It was nice to watch. It wasn't like, oh God, here comes this movie. Let's see what happens.
I want to talk about the nipples real quick.
Oh my, okay.
Because that was fucking funny. Okay. Don't want to spoil jokes or anything, but they're putting on this stage play and it's and they are telling like the original like Scrooge Christmas Carol story, but it's like this really over the top stage play version. Like Tiny Tim is some like an acrobat or something.
Yeah, like some gymnast.
And there's like these model like dancers that are somehow part of the whole thing, and they have some kind of skimpy outfits on. Like one of them is like a low cut like black top, right? And one of the dancers, she comes up to one of the guys on the set and says, "Hey, this is too short.
It wasn't that. It was the lady who's in charge of censoring."
Okay.
Yeah, it was the censorship lady. Goes, "You could see her nipples."
And it was like, and I thought like they were just gonna mention it, but they showed this woman, and you could see the top like third of her nipples like poking out the top of the top. And I'm like, oh my God.
And Bill Murray's like, "It's fine."
And Bill Murray's like, they're probably going to want to see the part of the nipple. Like, even though it was obviously a mistake, like, and I'm like, wow. Like, which obviously leads back to the character Frank is just this crazy unhinged motherfucker. But that was also a joke I very fondly remember.
Well, I think we can both agree this is a really good movie. We can't wait to watch the others for the rest of the 12 Days of Podmas.
Yeah, people tell us the good Christmas movies so we could watch them. We know some, but we want more.
Well, everybody, we hope you enjoyed this episode. There will be much more to come this month, and from Christian and Austin and George in spirit, rest in peace, George. No, I'm just kidding. We hope George gets better. But until next week, guys, take care.